What is going on, everybody? Hello and welcome back to another episode of Battling with Bromley with me at Blaze FM. Now, this is the episode you've all been waiting for. The start of the Sky Bet League 2 season. We play Tranmere Rovers away from home. Quick look at the friendlies, mainly because of this right here. Graham Stack scored a penalty in our last game before this Tranmere game. Just thought I'd point that out. I thought that was quite funny. I put him on penalties for a laugh. We got a penalty and he scored. So let's take a look at the transfer. It's been a very, very successful transfer window for us. First of all, I just wanted to tell you about two people we've signed permanently that aren't included in the transfers. Ben Thompson, he was released on a free by Millwall. We picked him up on a 2-year deal, £750 a week. He was fantastic for us last season. I was delighted to be able to get him in and to be able to get him in so cheaply. I think he's a fantastic player for us. I look forward to his work this season. Another player that we have got on a permanent basis from last season, Daniel Carr, a player I really enjoyed last year. He was fantastic for us. He was released by Cambridge. We're paying him 1.9k a week, which is, I think he is our highest earner by quite a way. And I do understand that it's a bit of a silly decision, but I enjoyed his work last season. I'm in his favourite personnel, or I was in his favourite personnel. I couldn't really not pick him up. He was a good player for me last season, and hopefully he can continue that this season. A lot of our wage budget has gone into him, so if he doesn't work out, I'll hold my hands up and say it was my fault. Anyway, let's move into the new faces around the club. Jack Rose, we needed to improve our goalkeeping area, and I feel like Jack Rose does that. He's got decent reflexes, good handling, good command of the area, so he can talk to his back four. He's got very, very good physicals, good agility there. He's a solid keeper for this level, according to my assistant, and I think he has been a fantastic signing for us. He's only on £525 a week, which isn't too much. Another player we've brought in, Jordan Clark. I think this is a fantastic transfer, to be honest. He was available on a free. Shrewsbury released him last season. I snapped him up straight away, and he's got 14 dribbling, 13 finishing, 12 first touch, 13 passing. For this division, I think he's fantastic. I'm probably going to be playing him on the right because I don't really play attacking mids. Well, I do, but just not in this system. And he's wanted already by 4 clubs, and we've only just got him. Drissa Traore, he is another good player for us. Just covering the central midfield place. We were weak in our central midfield area, so I felt like it was to bring a player in. And this guy was available on a free transfer. He's a similar player to Ben Thompson, just a bit of a box-to-box midfielder. Good pace, good acceleration, decent passing and decent vision. He's 25. He's just a solid pickup for this league. Harry Beautyman, just another another midfielder. We didn't, when I looked at my squad report, we didn't have a lot of strength and depth in the midfield area, which is something that I like to dominate the midfield. So it was something that I certainly look to improve. And this guy was available on loan. We're paying him £300 a week. He's not on much money. It was pretty much a no-brainer to bring him in. Lewis Ramsey has returned to us on loan for the season. I wasn't originally going to get him back, but because in all honesty, he's not good enough for this division. But I couldn't find a player who I could bring in with the money that I had available that was better than him. So he was available to us without paying him any money. So that's the only reason why he's back at the club. And the final loan we've brought in is another goalkeeper. Probably he's going to be our starting goalkeeper. Again, when I looked at the squad report, goalkeeper was our lowest rating. And obviously it's a key position on the pitch. This guy was available on loan. We're paying him £180 a week. I think he's a very, very good footballer, and he will hopefully feature in the side. Now, a couple of outs to tell you about. Lee Minsel's left the club. Lewis Cook has left the club. Parmenter has left the club. And Dubious has left the club. They're the players of note that have been prevalent in this season so far. So this is a team we're going to go. Oh yeah, Kesmain has returned to the club. I forgot to mention that. I loaned him back straight away. He is a fantastic player. He's a fantastic player in the league below. He should be a fantastic player in this league. I feel like he's one of the best left backs in the division. It was a no-brainer to bring him back from Millwall. When his contract runs out next season, I will probably be looking to sign him on a free transfer if his contract does run out. If we're not, we'll probably get him back on loan. So let's move into today's game against Tranmere Rovers. This is the side we're going to play. I feel like we're going to use this system more than we used it last season. Well, we didn't use it at all last season. I just feel like we need to do a change of tactic, just to keep the AI on the toes. We do still have this 4-4-2 setup that we can use if it's not going very well. But with the players we have at our disposal, this is the best system that for us to play. Because if we have a look at the squad overview, we only really do have one decent striker at the club. I mean, Lippman is a good striker, but he's not very good at this level. So I've broken up the partnership of Carl and Lippman, which is all my bad. But he will get lots of game time this year because he deserved it from last year. Just a quick note on the squad report. If you look at the centre midfield with those additions that we've made, we've got a very strong centre midfield. We're pretty decent at centre back as well. Rob Swain stayed at the club. Again, I couldn't find anyone better. I am in the market for a lone player in that centre midfield spot. I just haven't found that one player that stands out to me yet. And once I do, if I do manage to find someone, I will let you know about him as soon as I find him. So without further ado, let's get on into today's game. I need to give a squad number to Mr. Burton because I've brought him in very, very recently. So he's not been with the club for a long time. I have changed the club captain. Conroy is going to be our captain going forward with Ben Thompson as the vice captain. The captains that we had at the club weren't going to play football, so what's the point in having them as captain if they're not going to be on the pitch? So obviously changed the captains, and we're going to move forwards with Conroy as our captain for the foreseeable future. The squad seemed to take the change of captain quite well, which is nice to see. Normally when you change your captain, you develop mutiny, but there was no concerns raised. And when I looked at their little green things that come next to them, some of them were saying they were happy with the appointment of Dean Conroy as captain. So I was quite pleased with that. We have an early corner here. Evans to whip it in, but it doesn't get to anyone. Leggett passes it back to Evans, and Clark scored on his first goal. On his first goal. He scored his first goal on his debut in the league. We're leading away at Tranmere Rovers. Great start to the season. Great start to our campaign in league football. We've broken that duck. This is at Bromley's first ever season in the league, and we've broken our duck of scoring within 2 minutes. Evans here, lovely ball in for Clark, and Clark's not going to miss from there. Keeper wasn't great, but that was a fantastic finish by Clark. What I'm excited about really at this point is the finances. Now we're in the league, we should be able to generate more income. We're should hopefully get more players, more people coming in. We've got a penalty here. We should get more attendances, so it means we've got more gate receipts. We have a penalty here. Let me start talking about gate receipts. Number 4, White stepping up. We've got him back on loan from Millwall, and he has smashed it back into the net. That is 2-0 Bromley. This is going all too well. I don't normally do this well. White with a penalty here, shoves it into the bottom left-hand corner. Keeper had absolutely no chance. That is a fantastic penalty, and we're going to take a 2-0 lead in our very first game in the Sky Bet League 2. Picked up an injury there. I'm going to keep him on for the time being. I will take him off at half-time. Just let him get to half-time. It wasn't too big of an injury, I don't think, anyway. A potential head injury, doesn't need to use his head. He will be fine. He's a midfielder. Rydal with the throw in there. Back out for Jennings. Jennings back to Rydal. Dunkley with the clearance, and Thompson looking for Carr. Carr for Clark. Clark running forward with it. Passes it in for Traore. Traore to Carr. And Carr, poor first touch there, but Kesmane's going to recycle it. White to Thompson. Thompson to Traore in the middle of the park. Middle of the park to Clark. Clark looking for Leggett on there. No one's picked Leggett up. Leggett with a cross in, and Carr's in, and Carr has scored. Is that an own goal? That is a Carr goal. That 1.9k a week there. Carr slotting it into the empty net, and that is 3-0 Bromley. I can barely believe this. 3-0 up in our very first game in the league. I expected to struggle this season. I honestly thought we would do well to finish 19th, just outside the relegation zone. I'm not going to take too much from it. It's the very first game of the season. I'm not going to get to... Oh my God. Burton, what are you doing, my son? That was absolutely terrible. Jennings with the cross in here. Burton should just... What is he doing? What is he doing? Really? What? Why? Why does he not just catch that? Why is he palming this out? And more importantly, why are you going backwards? Go to all the bloody ball. Well, that was terrible. 3-1. Tranmere are not out of this yet. That was terrible. Absolutely terrible. We do need a new centre-back. That's something I'm certainly going to look into bring in before next episode. Don't get complacent. Boys, let me just have a quick look at the Prozone stats. Oh, I would also like to apologise for the lack of a video over the weekend. I did go home from university, therefore I was away from my computer, and I forgot. I thought I'd recorded enough videos to span the weekend. Turns out I hadn't, so I'm very sorry about that. But normal service is resumed now that I'm back at home, and there should be a video each and every day this week. If I do need to take a break because of university, I will let you know. But at the moment, I haven't got too much work on. I am in my final year, so as the year moves on, content may become less and less because obviously I'm in my final year. I have to put university first at this point. So Bywater's going to come on there for the injured Clark. So if university does need to take first place, I will let you know that if I'm taking a short break, but I will certainly be back. I'm enjoying this whole YouTube thing. I didn't know what to make of it at first when I first started doing YouTube. I didn't know if it was going to be my thing, but having done it for a couple of weeks, I am really, really enjoying it. I'm hoping to start to build my subscriber base at this point, get more viewers watching my content. But considering I've only been doing it for 2 weeks, I'm very, very happy with the way it's going. I'm just going to tell Burton here that he's been rubbish. Demand more from him because he's on a 6.3 rating. I know that goalkeeper ratings are broken in this FM, but a 6.3 is just not good enough. Can Traore get this clear here? He can, but only as far as Hammond to Norwood in the middle of the park. Norwood to Hillman. Hillman's on a booking here. Passes it out for Kirby. Leggett intercepts. Hillman through Burton with the save. Much better from Burton. And he needed that. He needed to make that save. If he didn't make that save, squeaky bum time for the boys in red. But he did make the save, and we should hopefully be able to see the game out at this point. Just looking at the fitness here of Dunkley, he's quite unfit, so I certainly do need to get a centre-back so I can put another centre-back on the bench. I know probably an oversight on my part. Do I get Carr off and bring on Lippman? Yes, we're going to make that switch. We're going to get Carr off, we're going to bring on Lippman on up front. A player I really enjoyed Lippman's work last year. I said in the first year that I thought it was going to be a fantastic player for us. It didn't really materialise, but he seems to have picked it up last season, and he was a fantastic for us last season. He really was. The partnership of him and Carr were just unbelievable. Evans whipping the corner in here. Kirby's going to clear it, and we have got no men back, but Leggett with a fantastic tackle there. Passes it out wide to Hammond, because Tranmere got the ball back. Hammond's going nowhere. Hillman passes it for Kirby. Kirby to Omatala. Eldson out for Hammond. Hammond in for Hillman. Squeaky bum time for the boys in red. We are going to go defensive. They've got a nice regen there. We're going defensive. We're dropping deeper. We're going route one. We're going to waste time. Do we stand off them? Nah, we're going to leave it at that. We're just going to go defensive, drop deeper, hopefully see out this game. I'm also going to tell them to tell the boys in red to concentrate, because this would be a fantastic 3 points for us in our first game of the season. And that, unless they score in 10 seconds, that is hopefully going to do it. Kesman with the interception. That should be game. That is game over. Bromley pick up their first win in their first game in league football. A very, very good result. I'm still going to tell them that the second half was not acceptable, because to be 3-0 up at half time and to almost throw it away is unacceptable. But we do pick up the victory, and that has left us in 6th place in the table. It's only 1 game, so you don't start looking at the table till 10 games. But that is our very, very first victory in league football. It was very, very pleasing to see. Next episode, we will be back with... we'll come back to this Crew game at the which will be the end of the transfer window, and I should be able to wrap up all of our transfers for you. So if you have enjoyed today's episode, please do not forget to hit that like button. If you are enjoying the content on the channel, please do subscribe. I have been a Blaze FM. Thank you very much for watching. Speak to you tomorrow. Bye bye.